Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Rainbow Tarot UK, and in today's reading we're going to be looking at, well, it's coming up to Valentine's, and this reading is really aimed at, what somebody would like to say to you, what message they would like to say to you, what would they love to share with you in terms of their feelings, if they were in a position to. So it's really aimed at those people that are, not able to connect with a person on their mind, either through separation or no contact, or because it's a crush or something like that. So they're not able to directly communicate, but what would that person love to say? What message would they love to give? What feelings would they love to share if they were in a position to? So we've got our three piles as usual. We've got pile number 1 with the pink stone, pile number 2 with the yellow stone, and pile number 3 with the blue stone, sorry. And I've kept the cards, there's just this one oracle card that I've pre-shuffled. I've kept that secret so that we don't know that until we're in your reading. Just remember it's a general reading, so as usual, take what resonates and leave the rest behind. You never have to take a message that doesn't resonate with you. But other than that, I'll see you in your reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 1, welcome back to your reading, and you chose to come into this reading on, this person on your mind that maybe you've not got direct contact with. Maybe it's an ex, or somebody that you've come into separation with, maybe a crush situation or something like that, where they can't directly tell you, but what would they love to say to you around this Valentine's? What would they love to share with you? What would they love to say to you if they could? Obviously Valentine's, is the obvious time in the year to share love, to share our feelings of love. So what would this person love to share with you? So you chose to come into the reading on this beautiful little pink stone, and that is also always reminds me of love, obviously, pink and green, it's the heart chakra. And this card, so let's see what it says. Okay, so this says courtship, card number 4. So wow, so obviously courtship's a pretty old-fashioned word, isn't it, courtship? And I suppose the images, obviously this particular deck is, the images are very sort of 19th century, aren't they, in terms of the, the images and what people are wearing and all that kind of stuff. So, courtship is a word that is kind of comfortable in that era, isn't it, around sort of 19th century, 1800s. And it's a very old word, isn't it, around, those kind of very early stages of a situation where there was a lot of... there was a lot of rules, wasn't there, around courting someone before, with a view to kind of getting into a committed situation with them. So this is the very early stages of that kind of moving into something, moving into a situation of either engagement or marriage. Now, obviously, take that how it resonates. But what I'm feeling here is that this person is seeing you as a sort of someone serious enough to want to explore the possibility of having a relationship with you, or committing to you in some way. But I do feel like it's in the very early stages here, because we've got this little Cupid at the top here, but he hasn't quite got his arrow out yet, so he's just holding his bow. So it makes me feel it's not quite the beginning. So it might be either a renewal of something or the beginning of something. So they're certainly seeing you, if they could, they'd love to tell you that they're seeing you in that way, as somebody where they can do things properly with, because this is about doing things properly, because there's a lot of rules around courtship and visiting and social etiquette in those times. So it's making me feel like they want to, they want to do it properly, they want to do it formally. But this, if you look at this woman, like the woman on the card is looking away, and the man on the card is looking towards her. So maybe there's something about some of you having some doubts about this particular person, or they're not really sure about this particular person or something. Or maybe it's just because it is those early stages and there's not a big there's a bit of distance at the moment still, something like that, or you haven't quite got off the ground with them, so you're not really sure. There's a sort of an element of doubt in this as well, maybe. But anyway, let's see. Or not quite being engaged in the situation, not quite being fully focused. But let's have a look. Let's see what one of these does. What would they love? What part of one's person love If they were in a position to, what would they love to share? What feelings would they love to share? What would they love to say to pile number 1? Not pile number 2, sorry, to pile number 1. Let's have a look here. Sea Witch. Okay. What else do we have? The Journey. So yeah, there's something definitely with the courtship and the journey here. Something about starting something new, starting a new journey, starting a new era, starting a new beginning. So something like that. The journey just makes me think of starting something, beginning something, maybe beginning an adventure. Maybe they're sort of saying it would be a great adventure to begin something with you, to begin something new with you. I almost feel like they're a little bit with the Sea Witch here, because in these cards you've got two things in all of them. You've got this kind of witch here and this little fish. Again, this fish looks a bit sort of a little bit kind of startled, a little bit as if they're kind of being pulled along here. And a bit like it's a similar sort of, like the woman in here looks a little bit startled. So there might be a little bit of lack of confidence, or not sure, or something like that. Maybe they're not sure about how you will feel about them, about how you will feel about this, wanting to begin this situation and wanting to begin this situation again. But they're seeing it as something that they want to do properly, that they want to begin, that they would see it as a journey, as a bit of an adventure. I also feel like with this Sea Witch, because it has a word which just makes me feel like they're thinking there's quite a sort of a bit of a connection between the two of you, some sort of psychic connection, and maybe they're feeling like you kind of mesmerise them in some way, or you bring them in, you kind of lure them in, you pull them in some way, and that's what they would love you to know, that they find you attractive, and they want to begin something new with you. They want to do it properly, but I think there's some doubt on their part that you would want that. I think they're doubting, they're wondering whether you would actually want that. That's why we have this kind of startled fish and this woman that's kind of like not really fully focused. So maybe if for some of you, you're in separation, or it's an ex or something like that, and they want to come back, there's some fear and some doubt I'm sensing with them in terms of whether they feel that you would want that. But let's have a message here. So what would pile number 1's person, what would they love to say to pile number 1 if they could? What would they love to say? What feeling would they love to share with pile number 1 if they could? Compromise. So we have this compromise card here. So there's something about compromise is not submission. So maybe there's something in this situation which is about needing to compromise, needing to talk things over, because this is like two people as well. You could read this card as two people kind of talking things out. So maybe this is something about you being in separation from somebody, and them wanting to say to you that there needs to be, we need to compromise in some way, or there needs to be, it's not, compromise isn't about backing down on what is right for you or what you think is right. It's not about submission. It's about, a bit of give and take in a situation. So maybe there's something like that going on for some of you. Okay, let's see. So what else have we got? I'm going to use these ones actually. So what would they like to, what would pile number 1's person? Also, just want to say when I'm doing this, thank you ever so much for subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. It means huge to me. It's huge to me if people do that. It's also, if you hit the subscribe button, notification bell, it's absolutely free, but it makes such a huge difference to me and my channel. So if you feel like you want to do that, then please do, as well as hit the like button. It makes a massive difference. But anyway, what is pile number 1's person? What is their secret message? Or what would they like to say? Not really their secret message, but what are their secret feelings? What would they love to share with pile number 1, this Valentine's, if they could? Oh, gosh, a lot of pulled out there. So we've got the Empress. We've got the 4 of Pentacles. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, and we've got the King of Swords, and then underneath the deck for the overriding energy is the Queen of Swords. There's a lot of people in this, So with the King and Queen of Swords, now that makes me go back to the Sea Witch, where there's a sort of like a divine counterpart. So I think they're feeling like that you and them are matched in some way, but because it's the King and Queen of Swords, and we've got this kind of Four of Pentacles here, it makes me feel like this might be a par where you're in separation from each other, because the King and Queen of Swords are usually emotionally quite detached, quite cut off. And I'm sensing with the Queen of Swords, and that might be what I was saying before, they might feel that you are emotionally detached or cut off from them at the moment, that you're not willing to kind of entertain them. So it might be an ex, it might be somebody that you are in separation from, where there is a sort of detachment, a pulling away from both sides really. But my sense is that they see you as the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, they see you in a very attractive and loving way. So although you are separate from them, and that goes with the courtship card, because in the courtship card, the man who is doing the courting, and it's just, you know, I'm just saying that because that's what's showing here. It doesn't have to be a man, but the person in the traditional courtship card is this man courting this woman. And I don't know if you can see, he's a lot more focused on it than she is. And I'm just feeling that they see you in this very loving, nurturing, caring, attractive way. You might actually have been married to this person with the Empress card here, and also with the King and Queen of Swords. There might be a very committed relationship that has come into separation in some way. Or maybe it's just that you are with this person, but they don't express themselves emotionally, and that's why you're having this reading, you know, because you're thinking, well, you know, if they could actually express themselves, if they could actually tell me how they feel, what would they say to me? And I think they would say to you that they see you in a very loving, nurturing, caring way. They see you in a very talented way. I think they think you're very, very, very talented. You are very capable, because you're the Queen and the Empress. I mean, the Queen and the Empress, the Queen of the Pentacles and the Empress is Taurian energy, really, and you know, Taurians are governed by Venus. Venus is the goddess of love. These are two energies that take incredibly good care of the way they look. So I think they would say to you that you are very, very, very attractive and alluring to them. They see you in a very romantic way. They see you in a very caring, nurturing, loving, abundant way. But these are the Empress is the archetypal mother figure, and the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is stable, solid, committed. She's a great businesswoman, but she's a family person as well. So this might be somebody that you are in a relationship with now, but there's some sort of a block around expressing yourself emotionally, or there's some separation. It's about something where you're in separation and you've cut each other off, and there's a heart disconnect really between the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. But you're sort of divine counterparts as well, because you've got the King and the Queen of Swords here. There's a stuck energy with the Four of Pentacles. There's a kind of holding on, a stuck in the status quo, not sort of moving forward, just holding on to things. So you might be in a situation where you're kind of just holding on in this situation, because there is this kind of lack of communication, or this lack of connection in the heart. In the heart space really, or this, and it goes with a compromise. You know, you're in a bit of a standoff here with the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, where you're both sort of stubbornly sticking to your own point of view, and you actually need to compromise. You actually maybe need to go back to the beginning and remember what it was like at the beginning, where there was courtship, where there was love, where there was romance, where there was you know, kind of happiness. And I think what they're saying is that they would love to go back to this much more, because the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress are abundant in their energies. They're abundant in how they express themselves, how they see the world, and they're a stark contrast to the King and the Queen of Swords, which are very tight and bound, and which emotionally are very tight and bound up, and there's no abundance of feeling or emotion or kind of love, showing of love really. So what I think they're saying is that they want to move back into maybe the early stages of the situation, or maybe into a situation where you begin again and you open up emotionally, either within a relationship that you're in now and they just can't express that, or where you're in separation, or there's some sort of obstacle between you being able to something, and that's why you're the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, where there's something in the way of you being able to open up emotionally to each other. So if it's a crush situation, or if it's a work connection or something like that, so you have to always keep your guard up, you have to keep the boundaries there, you can't express yourself. That might be why we have the Four of Pentacles, where you sort of have to hold on to, you know, the status quo of the situation, something like that. But there's definitely something around there being some something pent up, something not being allowed to be expressed. But in actual fact, if they were able to, they would say to you, you know, I want an abundance of being able to express myself, an abundance of all this kind of, you know, abundance of you, really, your attractiveness, your allure. But, you know, there might be something around compromise that we need to, you know, come to some sort of a compromise where we're a little bit more flexible, a little bit more pliable, a little bit more willing to open up, maybe emotionally in some ways. There's something like that going on here. But I think they're definitely seeing you as alluring. They're definitely seeing as one. I think the overall card is they want to, I'm getting the sense that they want to begin again. They want to start from the beginning. They want it to have the excitement of courtship. They want to have the opportunity of a new journey, a new beginning with you. They, you know, they are kind of like pulled in by you, but there's this sort of blockage, and I feel like they're thinking that you maybe have blocked your heart to them, so they are kind of blocked off. They have to be blocked off, because the Queen of Swords is somebody who's detached themselves in some way from their heart in a situation. Now, in terms of, like I say, in terms of energies, I've got a lot of Taurian energy here. Four of Pentacles is Capricorn. King of Swords is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Queen of Swords, again, Libra, Aquarius and Gemini. So quite a lot of earth and air. Empress is obviously Taurian as well in this situation here. But anyway, let's have a look. Let's have another couple of messages. So what would this person love to say to pile number one? What experience would they love to express if they were able to? Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Now, when I see this card, I always feel that it's a card that says they want to just have time with you. They want to just have time with you. This person has a wedding dress on, so they want to just have time with you to maybe reconnect again to the heart side of the connection in some way. So to reconnect, to compromise, to come together again. And there's a lot of twos here. We've got twos in this card, we've got twos in that card. It's about coming together, it's about talking things through, it's about compromise, it's about being with you and them, really. What else do we have for pile number one and their person? What was pile number one's person love to say? What feelings would they love to share this Valentine's with pile number one? Soulmate. Yeah, it's a bit like what I was saying here in the divine counterpart. I do feel they see you as this is a soulmate connection. Yes, this is your soulmate. They see it as a soulmate connection, certainly. What else have we got? Let's see. I'm going to go for these cards. What else have we got? What would they like to say? If they're absolutely able to, what would they like to say? Ace of Swords. Queen of Swords again. Queen of Swords again, okay. What would they like to say to pile number one if they were able to? What would they like to say to pile number one if they were able to? Oh, there's too many. What would they like to say to pile number one if they were able to? I feel like that one wants to come out. Six of Cups, right under the Empress and the Soulmate card here. What would they like to say to pile number, and the Seven of Pentacles? The overriding energy is the Hermit. Yes, I definitely feel like with a lot of you, you are thinking about an ex or something that you're, a situation that you're in separation from. With the Seven of Pentacles here, it's in a pause situation. The Hermit is about going inwards, retreating. That might be why we have the retreat card, because you're in retreat from one another, or you're separate from one another. You are trying to work things out, and there's a disconnect with the heart situation here. You're both, and maybe there's an element of stubbornness here, and that might be why we have the compromise. An element of thinking that you are both right, and that you need to come together and get more in touch with the heart here. Now they're seeing as the Eighth, they want this new beginning with you, but there's something around truth as well. I feel like in this situation they want it to be more truthful. They want there to be more honesty. And that might be why we had the courtship, and I've got this kind of whole thing about doing things properly, doing things correctly, because the Ace of Swords is a brand new, truthful, honest beginning. Again, we have the Queen of Swords. So I'm feeling that they're feeling that the situation is stuck because you maybe have cut yourself off from the situation. You have protected yourself from this situation. You have detached from this situation. That's kind of what they are seeing. But they actually see it as a soulmate connection, because the Empress is, this beautiful energy, and it's a soulmate connection. And what they're saying is that they see you as a soulmate connection, because this is about, what would they love to say to you right now at Valentine's? What's their special message for you? And I think it's like, ideally, they see you as this soulmate connection, something that they want to return to, that they want to begin again, that they want to begin a new journey with again, but it's stuck. It's stuck in, and I feel like they're thinking it's stuck because you have closed your heart off to them, and that's what it's about. And they feel that they have had to close their heart off, but they feel that with the Queen of Swords coming up twice, I just think that they feel that you've closed your heart off to them. But they see you as a soulmate connection. They see you as somebody who's very important to them, somebody that they have a huge kind of love for, and that they would love to begin again with you. They would love to be with you in some way. Now, it could be that it's a crush situation, that somebody else here, that you're crushing on someone who is committed in some way, has a commitment elsewhere, is married maybe, or is, in another committed situation, and they have to close themselves off from this. They feel all these feelings for you. They would love to begin something new with you, but they know it needs to be correct, and they are committed elsewhere. So there is a need to detach emotionally from the situation, or to maybe not be in a position to be able to move the situation forward because they're actually committed maybe somewhere else, because we've got the King of Swords, we've got the Queen of Swords, we've got the Queen of Pentacles here, and the Queen of Swords coming up twice. But in actual fact, they're feeling a huge pull towards you with the Six of Cups here and the soulmate connection. They feel this kind of strong, almost like with the Sea Witch, there's like a strong allure, this strong pull that they might not fully understand. And that might be why we have these kind of like, where I'm picking up where there's a little bit of startled energy, or a little bit of not quite engaging, because maybe this is if it's a crush situation, there's all these kind of strong feelings going on underneath the surface, but there has to be restraint really with the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, because there might be commitments elsewhere, or there might be other things that are blocking the situation. There's lots of things to work out, lots of things to assess. There's a pause with the Seven of Pentacles. That's a retreating and stepping back, looking at all of the situation, and it comes right under the King of Swords with this kind of detached energy of having to pull away, of having to weigh things up, to having to look at things in some way. So that could be also going on for some of you. With the Ace of Swords, again, that's Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Queen of Swords, again, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Six of Cups, that is Taurus energy, and Six of Cups, it's not Taurus energy, I beg your pardon, that is Scorpio energy, and Seven of Pentacles is Taurus energy. So so those are just some of the astrological signs, but let's end it with one more. So I think there's definitely feeling here, but it feels like it has to be, or they're feeling it is, you're either in separation, or there's a repression of that feeling, but it's definitely all going on underneath the surface. There may be just a lot of intellectualizing of the feeling, of kind of just all in their head, but there's something underneath it all that kind of pulls them in, that maybe they can't quite fathom, or they can't quite explain, because they're kind of intellectualizing it. And maybe you are too, but there's something as well about being a little bit stubborn, a bit stuck in you both thinking that you are right, and there needs to be compromise, there needs to be talking it over, there needs to be going back to maybe going back to basics in some way. If you are with this person, especially if you're with this person and there's like a disconnect, an emotional disconnect, but they definitely feel it, they're definitely feeling it for you, and they're seeing it as a hugely significant situation for them. But let's have one more. Let's have just one more message for pile number one. What would they love to say if they could? What feelings would they love to express if they could? Okay, what have we got here? I've actually got 2 here. Didn't want 2, but I've got 2. So this is, you deserve love. You are lovable. So maybe you cut yourself off or detached from this situation because he was, you know, they were the King of Swords and they weren't showing you, they weren't expressing their love. They were very bottled up, they were very tight, they were very detached, and there was no expression of love. But that's not really how they feel. I feel like that's a bit of a front because deep down that's not actually how they're feeling. Finances and career, financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Now that might go with the whole thing about being, if it's a crush situation or there's something else in the way, so that they have to contain their feelings. So maybe they're in a commitment where there's a lot of finances and issues like that that are, you know, responsibilities, which mean they can't just come out and be open about how they're feeling. Maybe if it's like, you know, there are other factors, like maybe they just really want to get up and move up in their career, and that would certainly go with the King of Swords, and that is all they are focused on. They can't focus on anything else. They haven't got any room in their life for an emotional connection or an emotional attachment, and that might be what's holding the connection back in some way. But anyway, pile number 1, that has been your reading. But I think deep down they want to begin something with you. They want this journey, they want this courtship. But there's some compromise here. Maybe some compromise within them that they have to... There's a little bit of a leeway that needs to happen with you, with them, where someone needs to back down a little bit here if this situation is to move forward. But anyway, pile number 1, that's been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. But other than that, have a great day, have a great Valentine's, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 2, welcome back to your reading. So you chose to come into our reading, a Valentine's reading, which is, you know, aimed at, you know, somebody who would love to be able to share what they're feeling, love to be able to give you a message, but for whatever reason they are not able to say that to you directly, either because you're in separation, there's no contact, maybe it's a crush situation, or maybe you're just inquiring about somebody that you're in a relationship with, but they just don't seem to be able to express how they're feeling. That's the other thing that could come up in this situation. But anyway, you chose to come into the reading on this little beautiful yellow stone here, and also this card, and it says, oh, beautiful card, it says Pathway. I don't know if you can see it there, Pathway, card number 35, and it's got this beautiful pathway leading through a forest with all these beautiful butterflies. Pathway with all these beautiful butterflies here. So maybe something about change and transformation. They want some change, they want some transformation. This path is leading from this kind of dark forest into the light. So maybe it's something about wanting to move through something difficult into better times. Maybe they want renewal, transformation, something like that, or into a brighter future. Maybe they're looking, you know, they would love to say to you that they want a brighter future with you, a different future, a transformed future in some way. But anyway, or a new beginning out of darkness into light, something like that. But anyway, let's see what else have we got here. So, please, can you tell me, you know, what would pile number 2's person, if they were in a position to, what would they love to, you know, what feelings would they love to be able to share? What message would they love to give this Valentine's for pile number 2? At this sort of special time, it's Valentine's. What would they love to say? A long way home. Now, isn't this interesting? Because this is also card number 35. Now, you've got 35 coming up twice, and of course that cancels down to 8. Now, that is significant. And 8 is all about achievement, progress, stability, authority, but it's definitely about stability. A long way home, and it goes with a pathway. So maybe they're trying to find their way back to you. If you're in separation from this person, or they're trying to find, and you are home, they're feeling like you are home because we've got this pathway. And there's a lot of movement. So we've got this pathway walking towards the light, and we've got this card that says a long way from home, with this elephant on top of this, an anchor here. We've got an anchor really at the bottom here. So maybe they're wanting, maybe they feel like they're a long way from you, and they're trying to reach you. They're trying to reach you, and you are home. You are home, but there needs to be some sort of transformation or something that allows them to get to you. You provide stability for them, you provide security for them. I mean, I'm just thinking of, well, as the number 3. 3 is, you know, joy, completion, collaboration, happiness. 5s can be challenges, so maybe there's been some challenges, some upheaval, but they also represent travel. There might be a long distance situation with this person that you're thinking of, and that might be why they can't, you know, give you the message in some way. So maybe there's a long distance connection, or you're thinking of somebody where there's a long distance connection geographically, and they're a long way from you in some way. But anyway, let's see what else we have here. Let's have a message. So what pile number 2's person, if they were able to, what would they love to share? Please can you tell me, what would they love to share with pile number 2 if they were actually able to? What feelings would they love to share? What message would they love to give this Valentine's? Limbo. Seek clarity on mixed signals. So maybe for some of you, there is a state of limbo here. So maybe you're in separation or something like that, and they're trying to get their way back to you. That's what I'm feeling, because both these cards are about trying to move pathway, a long way from home, trying to get back home, trying to get back to you, and they're in this state of limbo or stuck state for some of you. Or there's a period of not, or they're wanting to move, but you're not able to move because this looks like it's been anchored. This balloon looks like it's been anchored. It's sort of stuck. It's not able to move in some way. But they want to move. They want to move forward. Anyway, let's have a look and see what we've got here. So what would pile number 2's person, if they were able to, what would they like to say to pile number 2 this Valentine's? And what message would they love to give? What feelings would they love to share with pile number 2 if they were able to? Oh, now can you believe it? Ace of Cups. Beautiful. 5 of Swords. What else do we have? What else would they love to be able to say to pile number 2? They were able to. 5 of Pentacles. Oh dear. And we've got the 9 of Cups. I mean, yeah, I definitely feel that for a lot of you in this pile, and the overriding energy is the Ace of Swords. So I'm feeling like that, and that's probably why I've got the limbo and this kind of feeling of wanting to come back, wanting to move towards you, but being stuck somehow, but wanting to go down that pathway into the light. Because at the moment, I'm sensing that they are feeling out in the cold, because we've got the 5 of Pentacles and we've got the 5 of Swords. So you might be in separation, no contact. Maybe you're feeling out in the cold. There's a sense of defeat here with the 5 of Swords, maybe a sense of betrayal or something like that, where something's happened in this connection to bring it to separation, to bring it out. You know, like I really feel like this person is suffering here because they're really holding their head with the 5 of Swords here. There's a lot of mental kind of anguish around how they're feeling this time, this at the moment. Yeah, and they want you to kind of know that they're feeling really out in the cold. They're feeling very hurt, but they actually, with the Ace of Cups, you know, they want this. It's a bit like what I was saying before. I feel like they want this new beginning, this loving new beginning, because we've got the Ace of Cups and we've got the Ace of Swords. So they want a loving new beginning, and they want an honest, truthful new beginning. They might even kind of feel like there's something around an apology, that somebody needs to give an apology or somebody needs to say sorry. But there needs to be some self-love as well. I feel like they are wanting to learn to love themselves more, for you to learn to love yourselves more. But there's something, Ace of Cups is about a brand new start, a loving new start. But I'm feeling like that they are thinking that there's a lot of stuff that you need to get over in this situation in some way, because there's been a lot of maybe hurt, betrayal. There's a lot of negative thinking maybe as well. Maybe there's been a lot of negative thinking. And with the mixed signals here, seek clarity on the mixed signals. Maybe there's been mixed signals in this situation that has caused it to come into separation. Maybe they gave you mixed signals, maybe you gave them mixed signals, but they see you as somebody that they want to come home to. The 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment. They see you as their wish fulfillment, their emotional wish fulfillment for sure. But there needs to be, with the Ace of Swords here and the mixed signals, there needs to be clarity. They know that they need to give clarity, and they want to give clarity. They want to be clearer. They want to be more honest. They want to be more truthful, because they see you as home. And that's why we've got all these butterflies, because they want the situation to transform, to change, be different in some way. They definitely want that. They feel like they're not happy being separate from you. Or if it's not a period of separation, or there's something is blocking it though, something is blocking the connection. So if it's a crush or something like that, there's maybe some fears, some doubts, some worries, some concerns. That might be why it's in limbo, and you're wondering, are they ever going to make a move, because they're caught up in worries about it, or there's a sense of defeat. If it's a crush situation, there's a sense of defeat. Maybe there's a fear that you don't like them, or you're not interested in them in some way. But there's something about the way they think which is sort of tending to kind of focus on the negative, because if you look at this Five of Pentacles, there's a massive big key here at the back here, which they could, if they push their head up and look behind them, they could see, they could pick that key up and open the door and get out of that lack, that state of lack. But there's something about maybe them putting themselves in this kind of stuck situation. But they want clarity, they want to move forward, they want a loving new beginning, an honest new beginning, and they definitely see you as their sort of wish fulfillment here. Now, in terms of astrological signs, Ace of Cups could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Five of Swords, that is Aquarius energy. Five of Pentacles is Taurus energy. Nine of Cups is Pisces energy. And Ace of Swords could be Libra, Aquarius or Gemini. So that's just some of the astrological signs that I'm seeing. Let's have one more of these. What would pile number two's person, what would they love? What feelings would they love to share with pile number two? What message would they love to give number two? If they could, this Valentine's, what would they love? Oh, disagreements. Agree to disagree. So maybe there's been some disagreements around these mixed signals. That's why we've got all this kind of mental anguish going on, this out in the cold. So maybe there's been some disagreements, some separation, some issues in this. And it's what it's saying here is that you need to compromise. There needs to be some compromise in this situation, that you're not always going to agree on every single thing. So don't sweat the small stuff. Maybe there's some other things that you can actually just agree to disagree on, in order to be able to come back together. That's what I'm feeling here. Anyway, let's see what else we've got here. I mean, that's if you want to, but I just feel like this card is kind of suggesting that in this disagreements, there are some things that you can actually just, agree to disagree on. So some things that aren't so major that you have to have a disagreement about it, that you just have to, compromise a little bit. So maybe that's what they're feeling as well, that they would love to be able to, get you out of a state of limbo by just kind of like, agreeing to kind of move forward and understand that there might be differences between you, but you still, they still care about you, and you hopefully still care about them. Okay, so what would pile number two's person? Six of Cups. So definitely a soulmate energy here underneath the Ace of Cups. Now the Six of Cups came out in pile number one as well. So if you're drawn to pile number one, then you might want to listen to that one. So what would they love to say to you? What would pile number two's person love to say to pile number two? What message would they love to share? What feelings would they love to express if they were able to? I think this is the Emperor. Okay, so there might be some stubborn energy here with this person, or somebody's having some stubborn energy. We have the Hanged Man. And then we have Five of Cups here. So this is definitely a pile for a lot of you that you are in separation. There's some obstacles, some major obstacles, or something that's happened, even if it hasn't quite got off the ground, but something happened quickly to bring about a separation or disappointment, because we've got a lot of fives here. Now fives again, and it's interesting because we have fives here, 35 and 35. Now normally I would just add that and say just talk about the eights really, because 3 and 5 adds up to 8, but in these cards I felt drawn to talk about the 3s and the 5s, and maybe there was a bit of a third party thing going on here, something like that caused it to come into separation. But we have a lot of 5s, and I think I said before, with 5s that's about challenges, that's about upheaval, that's about disruption, competition, shifts in energy. So I feel like there's been a few challenges in this situation. It's caused it to come into separation, caused people to feel out in the cold, caused there to be a lot of mental anguish, and also with these disagreements, this limbo card, you know, there's this kind of like feeling of yeah, the connection just being, you know, not in a great place right now. But I feel like with the you know, underneath the Five of Pentacles in this separation, I feel like they want you to know that they are trying to be better. They are trying to work things out with the Hangman here. They are trying to see things from a different perspective. If they were a bit stubborn, a bit guarded, maybe not giving you, you know, maybe initially they weren't really giving you very much in terms of their emotions, or not showing you much with the Emperor here, because the Emperor is very contained in their emotions. They're not expressive emotionally. They're great in terms of being I mean, it may be as well for some of you, this is a crush situation, that they may be your superior or your manager at work, or somebody who's also somebody who might be in a committed situation with the Emperor here, because that is the archetypal father figure, and that might be why we have a lot of anxiety and a feeling of not being able to, you know, bring the situation into being, because there are a lot of obstacles really to moving it forward. A sense of kind of loss, a sense of defeat, a sense of betrayal, something like that. But they definitely, with the Ace of Cups and the Six of Cups, see you as their soulmate, see you as the one that they want to be with, see you as the one that they have such fond, lovely memories of. If this is about an ex, certainly they see you in this very loving, very caring way. But there's a lot of disappointment, like, you know, they see you as this wish fulfillment, but there is this Five of Cups where there is, you know, disappointment. But again, I think with a lot of it, I think a person might be caught up in quite a lot of self-pity, or, you know, seeing things in a kind of negative way or in a stuck way, or again this kind of stubborn energy where they can actually move out of this. So there's a little bit of that, or maybe they're thinking that you need to be a bit more open, you need to be a bit more meeting them halfway. That's maybe what they're wanting to say to you or share with you, that they want you to meet them halfway a little bit more. Maybe there's something like that. Maybe they're thinking that you're a little bit stubborn in some ways, or you haven't met them halfway. But there isn't a shortage of love in this, and I think they definitely see you as home. And that's interesting that I said that, because the Six of Cups is a very homey feel. It's a very soulmate feel here. But with the King of Swords here as the overriding energy, there is this sort of sense of detachment, this sense of withdrawal still, this sense of separation. So my sense is that they are saying to you, and they are feeling a strong connection to you, but there's a lot of cards here. They see you as a wish fulfillment, somebody that they would love to come back to, but I feel like they feel at the moment there's a lot of obstacles in coming forwards, in being able to bring this situation back. They'd love a brand new start with you that was honest and true. And the King of Swords, maybe the King of Swords, the overall energy is about a strategy and a plan that they may be working on, and that would go with the Hanged Man, this kind of strategy, this plan of being able to see things from a different perspective to move it forward. But I don't think they're quite there yet. And that's probably why we have this pathway, a need to kind of walk through. I feel like it's like a pathway of healing. They need to go through that darkness to get to that light, and I feel like they're still on that pathway of transformation. And that might be why we have, you know, a long way from home, because they're not quite there in terms of finding their way back to you, even though they would love to come back to you. I feel like they would love to be with you, they would love to come back to you, but there seems to be a lot of things, a lot of mental anguish, a lot of a lot of things that they need to overcome, or things that they need to work out within themselves before they're able to do that. Now, in terms of astrological signs, we have the Five of Cups here, and that is Scorpio energy. Hanged Man, that is Pisces energy. Emperor, well, that is Aries energy. And Six of Cups is Scorpio energy again. So Scorpio is a sort of a deep sign. There might have been quite a lot of secrets. Maybe there were some secrets that came out into the open, or something like that caused it to be in separation, that have caused these disagreements, these mixed messages, something like that. Because there's quite an emphasis on needing to be clear, needing to have clarity, needing to be honest and open and truthful. But I just feel at the moment they're not, you know, although they have these loving feelings for you, they see you as the wish fulfillment, they're still sort of stuck in that process of trying to figure things out, or there's a sort of stubbornness there in terms of being able to move quickly towards you, but I think it's their intention to eventually come out of this. It might be quite a dark period for them, come out of this kind of darkness into the light, really, which they see as you, actually. Let's have a look. Let's see what Valentine's message would they love. What pile number two's person love to say to pile number two, if they could. And what feelings would they love to share? Soulmate. See, there you go. You've got the Six of Cups, soulmate. Now, this card came out in pile number one as well. So again, if you want to listen to pile number one, you might feel drawn to it. Yes, this is your soulmate. There is a soulmate connection here. What would they love to share? They see you as their soulmate. And this says release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So maybe it's got something to do with them needing to release someone else. That might be why we had the mixed messages, the disagreements. Maybe there's something that they need to work out, something that they need to work through around a previous situation or a past situation in some way. What else do we have? Let's see if we've got anything here. Maybe there's a message for you. So although, you know, you're wondering about this person, you're wanting to know what they would secretly like to say to you, how they're feeling around this Valentine's, what would they like to express? Maybe they are your ex, and although they've got all these loving feelings towards you, they see you as a wish fulfillment. Maybe there's something in you that's saying, I need to probably, even though this is my soulmate, I need to maybe release this person or let this person go in some way, because that can happen. Even if we are soulmates or twin flames, if things have been wrong or they haven't been right, then we don't have to stay in those situations if somebody's not able to actually, because there's quite a lot of stuck energy here, quite a lot of detached energy, quite a lot of energy which is contained here. But underneath it all, I think there's a lot of, there is actually a lot of love, and a lot of good memories. What else would they like to say to pile number two if they were able to? I bury myself in work to forget you. Yeah, there's a lot of work cards here where this person could be very good at their job, or very focused on their job, with the Emperor and the King of Swords here, very career orientated, and that might have got in the way of the connection. I'm just going to do these two, and then I think that'll be it for today. Pile number two. I love you unconditionally, so that would go with the soulmate. And then I hope that you can forgive me one day. So I feel like there is a lot of love. What this person essentially wants to say to you is that you feel like home. There's a lot of love here. There might have been a lot of issues for us. There might have been a lot of disagreements. There might have been a lot of angst, a lot of a lot of things that were wrong about the situation that brought it into separation. Maybe it wasn't honest, maybe it wasn't true, maybe I didn't show you that, but I see you as my soulmate. I see you as the person that is home to me. But right now, I love you unconditionally, but right now I've still got a lot of things to work out. But anyway, pile number two, that's been your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. But other than that, have a great Valentine's, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number three, and welcome back to your reading. So today's reading, is around, Valentine's, a Valentine's message, or a sharing of feelings from somebody that for whatever reason isn't able to express them to you directly, either because you're in separation, or there's no contact, or it's an attraction or a crush situation, or there are some obstacles for them to be able to express to you directly, something like that. So some sort of obstacle, something in the way, or it might be that you're with you're in a relationship with somebody, but they're just not very expressive. So there might be the beginnings of a relationship or something like that, and they're just not able to tell you, how they feel, or what they're feeling. So we're going to be looking today at that for you. So you chose to come into the reading on this little blue stone, this lovely blue stone, and also this card here. So let's see what this card here. So this says change. So it's card number 9. So change. So this shows somebody changing a dress, or somebody moving from one address to another. So some sort of change happening. So that's the first message, that they want there to be change, or they're thinking that there needs to be change, or that change is inevitable. And also number 9 is around endings of cycles, completions, and new beginnings. So it's about moving out of something old into something new, or moving on to something better, or moving away from something and into something else. So something, let's see how that plays out. But if they were able to, this is what they would like to say to you. So let's ask for one of these cards. So what would card number 3, just to say a big thank you to anyone who has subscribed, liked, left a comment. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. It makes a huge difference. It's just a little click. If you could just click the subscribe button, the notification bell, or leave, or even just the like button, it makes a massive difference. It's completely free for you to do, and it just shows your appreciation of the channel, and it means that it makes a huge difference to me. Oh, this one's come out. Now I'm not going to. I'm going to take. Am I going to take those? Yeah. Let's take those. I was sort of deliberating now. So let's see. We've got thinking. You may be on someone's mind. And then we've got affection. Showing affection creates a loving bond. So we've got thinking and we have got affection there. Change thinking, affection. So you're on their mind. I think that's definitely what they want to say to you. You're definitely on their mind. And they'd like to be able to show you affection. They'd like to be able to show you how they think. So maybe this is something around, for some of you, a lot of you, this is a situation which is the beginning of something. So maybe like an attraction or a crush or something like that, where they'd like to be able to show you how they're feeling, just for some of you. So that might be why we have the change. They want to move into a situation with you, change into something that they're seeing as something better for themselves, begin something new. But let's have a look here and see. So what is pile number 3's? What would pile number 3's person at Valentine's, this special time of the year, what would they love to share with them? What feelings would they love to share with them? What would they actually love to say? So pile number, oh, we've got 2 here again. Let's see what we've got here. So we've got 4 of Pentacles. Now 4 of Pentacles came up in pile number 1. So if you're drawn to pile number 1, Queen of Cups, then you might want to take a look at that. What would pile number 3's person sort of love to, what would they love to share? What feelings would they love to share with pile number 3? What would they love to say if they were able to? If they were in a position where they were able to, what would they love to say? 10 of Pentacles, and I think the 10 of Pentacles came up in pile number 1 as well. So there's 2 references to pile number 1 there. You feel drawn to pile number 1, or you felt drawn to pile number 1. What would they love to share right now? And the High Priestess. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I feel that they see you. Yeah, I mean, we've got change and we've got the wheel here. So I just feel like they feel like it's the right time for this situation to happen. That's kind of what I'm intuitively feeling. It's the right time. They feel like, I feel like they're feeling lucky. That's what I'm picking up. They're feeling lucky with you. They're feeling like they want to make a change. They want to come towards you in some way. They want to, and it's going to be, and they're thinking it's going to be a good move for them. They want to show you affection. So if it's something whereby it's a new situation, or it's a crush situation, or it's something like that, I just feel like they feel like it's a good time to do it now. The Wheel of Fortune, luck is on their side, destiny is on their side. They might even feel that this connection is destined in some way. There's a destiny to it. There's something that they can't quite explain. But they want to get closer to you. And they're definitely thinking about you. They see you in a very mysterious way. I think with the High Priestess here, you might be someone who, yeah, is somebody who is, I'm just going to move that so that we don't, that's it. You know, you might be somebody who's a bit of a mystery to them. So that's why I'm thinking it might be a crush or an attraction or something like that. Somebody that they can't figure out. They don't know everything about you with the High Priestess here, because she's got a very sort of secretive energy to her, very intuitive. So I think with the Queen of Cups as well, they see you in a very intuitive way. So I think their message is that you really attract them in a kind of, it's like a they're sort of mesmerised by you. I think you have you're pulling them in. There might be a lot of connection in the sort of 5D world, where there might be a lot of dreaming about you actually, or they might feel like they're connecting with you in the sort of dream world, because this is, the Queen of Cups is very intuitive, very psychic, and so is the High Priestess. So there's a strong sort of psychic link, I think, between the two of you, that they are feeling a strong mystery to you. They feel you're very caring, that you're very loving, that you've got that you're very wise, that you're very knowledgeable, you're accepting, you are very, you're just very accepting. You've got a very wide mind. And I think that is pulling them into you. But you're very beautiful. I think the Queen of Cups to me is always somebody who's very beautiful. She has a very there's a lot of grace to you. I think they're feeling like there's a lot of grace to you, a lot of depth to you. I think they think you're very, very deep. You might actually be somebody who is very spiritual, so you might be in a spiritual kind of walking a spiritual path, doing that for a living. That might actually be your job. So you could actually be an astrologer, a tarot reader, something, a healer in some way, or an artist. You might be very artistic with the Queen of Cups here. But all of that is serving to kind of really pull your person in, and they would love to be able to tell you that they find you really, really, really attractive. But with the Four of Pentacles here, there's a little bit of holding on. There's a little bit of not sure here. The Four of Pentacles is like just kind of like holding on. So I feel like they are worried. There's a bit of fear and worry about them expressing how they see you and coming forwards towards you with the Four of Pentacles here. Maybe they're worried that they might lose their status in some way, or that it might affect, if it's like a work crush or it's an attraction whereby maybe they're in some sort of settled situation that's not very happy, but they're kind of holding on to it. But they're seeing you in this, in this incredible way that's really pulling them in, that's really kind of alluring. It's very, very alluring. And the Ten of Pentacles is that they see you in, they want a concrete, settled, stable connection with you. You might actually already be in a committed connection with them already, with the Ten of Pentacles, because that is also a card of commitment. And maybe with this Four of Pentacles here, they are not, because the Four of Pentacles can be somebody who's so focused on their work, on the everydayness of life, on just routine. And it might be that you're kind of wondering, you're actually in a situation with this person and you're thinking, well, they just don't express how they're feeling to me. They're so private. They might be so private about how they feel. But they definitely feel things deeply for you. They definitely are feeling things deeply for you, and they want you, maybe they're not able to say that to you, but they definitely feel it. And I think this reading confirms that. So if you're actually with somebody but they're a bit tight emotionally, or they're just caught up in everyday stuff all the time, and they don't really take time to share with you, they don't really take time to show you how they feel, I think that's probably why we've got this affection card, that there's something around them, but they actually want to be able to do that. You are on their mind. There does need to be a change in how they operate, but they just might be somebody who's a little bit caught up in the everyday, but that's not that they don't feel it, they definitely do. So there could be something like that going on. You're in a relationship, maybe you're in a long-term relationship, you've been with them for a long time and it's just gone a bit stale. That might be the Four of Pentacles, why we've got the Four of Pentacles here. It's just gone a little bit stale, and you're wanting something, you're wanting them to show something deeper, you're wanting some sort of confirmation that they feel something deeper for you, because they never seem to express it with the High Priestess here. But they definitely value the connection with the Ten of Pentacles here, if that's your situation. They definitely value the connection, they are committed to the connection, they love the connection, they see it as their connection, their main connection. And so that's if you're with someone. But if you're not with them, you're not in a committed situation with them, or you're in separation from them, or you're starting, or there's like an attraction, they see you as mysterious, they see you as somebody who is they recognise your depth, they recognise your superiority. I think they think you're very, very, very superior to them in some way, that you are just, we've got the Queen here, we've got the High Priestess, that you are just above, that you are above and beyond their normal, the people that they normally have around them. That's kind of what I'm feeling. And that you might bring them luck. Maybe they're feeling that you would bring them luck. You would bring them something lucky in their life. You would bring them something out of the ordinary. Maybe they're stuck in the ordinary, stuck in the humdrum, but they see you as something dreamy, something magical, something alluring, something mysterious, and they're feeling, the overall feeling is that they are feeling lucky. They are feeling like it's time for change. They're wanting to make that move towards you. That's what I'm feeling. I think they want you to know that they are wanting to make that move towards you, but there is some fear here. They need to, you know, it's like this kind of change. This person hasn't quite gone yet. They're just about to go. They're just packing up their car. They're just getting ready to go, and that's kind of what I feel is the energy of this person. They know that coming towards you is going to bring them into something better, move them into something better, because there's quite a lot of movement here. There might be a long distance connection here with the change here with the motor car, the movement in this card, and also the Wheel of Fortune. That is about movement, so there might be a bit of a long distance issue here. Now, in terms of astrological signs, we have the Four of Pentacles, and that is Capricorn energy. Queen of Cups could be any of the water signs of Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Ten of Pentacles is Virgo energy, and the Wheel. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm gonna say there. But anyway, let's have a message. Let's have another message card. Actually, let's have one of these cards. So what would part number 3's person, if they were able to, what would they love to say? What feelings would they love to express to part number 3? Oh, we've got 2 here. Wait, let's have a look. We've got no rain today. You know, I think that's what they see you as, somebody who just gives them sunshine. Somebody who just gives them a lot of sunshine. Got, you know, like, this is such a beautiful card, and I think they see you as somebody who just gives them a lot of sunshine, a lot of light. You bring a lot of light. I feel like this person might be in a little bit of a rut or a little bit humdrum, and they're looking for change, and they're looking for something different, and they're looking for, you know, movement in some way into something better. And I feel they see you as that person. Lullaby, yeah, you kind of relax them, you make them feel, I think you just bring them so much, I think you just bring them so much happiness. You make them feel relaxed with this lullaby here. You know, you make them feel, yeah, because this person, you know, he's there with his bowler hat. He looks quite stiff, doesn't he? But inside this cello that he's playing, you've got the moon here. And I just feel like they see you in this kind of very mysterious, alluring way, something out of the ordinary. This guy looks quite ordinary in how he's dressed, in a sort of 19th century kind of respectable gent kind of way, a bit stuffy. But somehow, you know, you bring out something you help him or help this person. I think they're feeling, what they'd like to say to you is you help them to connect to their heart. You help them to connect to their emotions. You help them to connect to getting out of this boring, humdrum life that they may feel they're in at the minute. You help them to, yeah, to connect to something higher, something better, something more, yeah, something more emotional. Yeah, love. That's what I'm feeling. Anyway, let's see what else we've got here. What would they love to say to part number 3 if they could? If they were able to, what would part number 3's person love to say to part number 3? What would they love to say to them? Yeah, look, the sun. What did I say? You bring them sunshine. You bring them happiness. You bring them joy. That's why you've got the no rain today. The Wheel of Fortune again. Yes, they want to be. You are that person on top of the wheel for them. You bring them good luck. This is a destiny. They feel this situation is destined. You are their destiny, right under the Queen of Cups, 100%. They are really, really feeling that you are that luck for them. You are that change for them. You are that moving into something better for them, 100%. What would they love to say to part number 3 if they could? Yeah, the Hierophant. Look, they want commitment with you right under the 10 of Pentacles. They want that commitment with you, definitely. And oh my God, the 9 of Cups. Part number 3, this could not get any better. This could not get any better for you in terms of the message and what they would love to express to you. They see you as commitment. They see you as positive change for them. They see you as somebody who's so attractive and alluring, bringing them sunshine, bringing them happiness. They want to commit to you big time. Definitely want to commit to you big time. because we've got the Ten of Pentacles underneath the Hierophant. Well, both those cards are major commitment cards in the tarot. They want that commitment with you. They see you as their, they almost see like they're your, I think they see you as their kind of lucky charm almost. That's what I'm feeling. They see you as somebody who can bring so much happiness and change them. But there is fear here because we have the Five of Swords. Now, it could be that this is someone that you're talking about from the past. The Five of Swords is about defeat, it's about betrayal, it's about feeling let down, it's about, so there might have been something that happened in this situation that caused it to come into separation, or there might be obstacles. This person might be focusing too much on the obstacles. What they're thinking is the obstacles of this connection, and that might be having the Four of Pentacles here, because they're holding on to doubts and to fears and to worries, because this Five of Swords, this person is you can really see them thinking it's really causing them a lot of stress. But in actual fact, so if they're not coming forward as a crush situation or an attraction situation, it's because they're held back here a little bit in fears. They're still stuck in that motor car that's stuck on that street. They haven't quite put their foot on the gas because there's a few doubts, a few fears. Maybe they're worried that, I do feel that they think you are wonderful. So it might be that they see you as just too good for them in some way. That might be what's going on here, but you're definitely somebody that they would love. They are just, I feel like they want to like shout from the rooftops how much they like you, how attracted to you they are, how much they want to have a committed situation with you, how much of a wish fulfillment you are. You are a wish fulfillment for them, certainly. And maybe you might be finding this an absolute surprise to hear this, because this comes underneath the High Priestess, which is that they might have really kept their feelings under wrap from you, really kept their feelings secret from you, and that you would be absolutely gobsmacked to know that you are their wish fulfillment. But you are 100% their wish fulfillment for you. But there's a little bit of fear in them. There's a little bit of stuckness, but they would say to you, you mean everything to me. That's kind of what that's the energy of these cards here. I mean, you've got a lot of major arcana here. You've got the Sun, you've got the Wheel twice. So there might have been some karmic connection here. So there might have been some ups and downs in this situation. That might have been why maybe it's in separation for some of you. But now they definitely want it to be on the up again. They definitely want commitment with you, 100%, without a doubt. But anyway, let's finish it off with a couple of messages cards. What message would they like to say? What message would pile number three's person like to say to pile number three? Forgiving and learning. So maybe there is some forgiveness in this. Maybe it's about being in separation. You're in separation with this person, or this connection came to an end here with the Four of Pentacles or with the Five of Swords here. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. So maybe this person is wanting to release what's gone on before, old ways with the number 9 here, which, because 9 is about ending of cycles and new beginnings. And maybe they want to have a new beginning, but they want to do it by forgiving and learning from what went before. And that would go with the whole Wheel of Fortune coming up twice if it was in a cycle. Maybe there were some negative cycles. They want to learn from that now and come back and have a committed situation. Any other cards here for pile number three? Past life relationship. You have known each other before. That would go with the whole Queen of Cups and the High Priestess here. You know, there is a strong bond. They feel this allure, this attraction that they can't quite explain. There's something very deep. There's a depth to this connection for them, and it would go with this past life card. You know, there's a soulmate, sort of a feeling for them like you are kind of like a soulmate type energy for them. But anyway, pile number three, that's been your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. Have a fantastic Valentine's. What a beautiful reading. And have a fantastic day, and I will see you in your next reading. Bye for now.